correct me if I'm wrong, I do not think there are that many jobs out there that make you go so in depth psychologically just to get better at your job.
Once you make money, and once you make money the wrong way, it's very hard to fix.
And you have to literally change yourself or to make yourself your best possible version to get the best results.
Just become the older version of myself, and I'm just going in the same direction.
And I
And
think once you're not chasing the tilt, kind of goes away. So process over profits and progress over profits.
Love that.
This is the other thing with trading. It's so easy to help someone else succeed.
Yes.
The hardest thing is for yourself to succeed.
this is Behind the Charts podcast, where real traders have real conversation. We're back. Episode, what is it, 11?
12?
No. Episode 12.
Episode
13.
12.
Episode
13.
12. No, I think it's 12.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's episode 12.
We
Episode
should really
12.
know this.
Yeah, of the pod. And, we have a fantastic guest here today. We got Ak calling in from Thailand. He's having his coffee. It's like 3 a.m. for him. So, obviously we appreciate you coming on. And he's someone that we've known for quite a bit of time. I've been in communication with Ak for like almost 2 years now in the ASFX chats, on live streams, a little bit on Twitter. And then Randy, the man of the hour, he actually went to Thailand and met up with Ak in person. So, really cool. We got a really cool group here. And, we were just on the phone earlier before the podcast started, and Ak was telling us how he sees so much of the older version of himself in us and he was just saying how, he had a period where he got his first payout and then went through a period of a year or two where he didn't get another payout because he just got it for the wrong reasons. And I think we just have so much to dive into in this episode, because Ak is going to be able to share so much value with us. And literally just listening to him earlier, it just sounds like he's going to be a great guest. So thanks so much for coming on, Ak. What are you drinking this morning, and how's your coffee?
Thanks for having me. And I just want to say I'm drinking like a just fake shot of Americano. But yeah, I really enjoy your guys' podcast and enjoy the journey that you guys share. And I really appreciate that you all share your journey on YouTube for everyone to see, because I think it's very candid and also very sincere to come and do this.
Yeah, thanks,
Awesome.
Ak.
Yeah, no,
Well-
I think I can start if you want.
Take it off, Randy.
Yeah, no, Ak, good to see you again. I was fortunate enough to. This is the beautiful thing about trading, and I think when you put yourself out there, I just reached out. I was in Thailand. Ak was in our ASFX trading Discord with us, and we talked in there. And I just said, "Hey, I'm coming to Thailand. Let's meet up." And it happened, and we met up, and it was just cool because it was actually, the first person outside of Thomas and Christine that I connected with through trading that you actually felt the connection. It wasn't like, when we met, it was like it went straight away into trading. And just kind of like Ak was saying to Thomas earlier that, Ak was trying to say to me, like, following along and just saying, Randy, here's some advice. And it was just cool to get it from somebody that's been through the trenches before us and is still in the trenches today. So for me, it was
just a disclaimer. I'm still in the trenches. I'm doing this. I think it's a rat race. This trading rat race,
Yeah.
especially in this like prop firm world. You can get stuck in this rat race. So I'm still in the trenches. I haven't left the trenches, Randy.
So exactly right. And it's I think that it just brings it home for everybody watching and listening to this, that here we are, you're talking, Ak's been at it for now, what, 4 years?
Yeah,
5
4
years. Yeah, 4 years, and then the three of us have been at it for almost 2 years, a year and a half now. So it like just goes to show you this never-ending evolving thing. And when I met Ak, I was a year into it, and right away, Ack noticed some stuff from my trading because he followed me on my socials and stuff, and just like talking in the Discord and seeing my markups, and he was just, saying to me, maybe slow it down, or this is kind of what helped him, with looking at a higher time frame chart, and how much noise was in the 1 minute. And when you hear stuff like that coming from somebody that's not trying to, not force you, but just trying to, I guess, force their teachings upon you, which you get a lot of that in the industry, like you should be doing it this way, or you're doing it the wrong way. It was just it was good to hear from Ack, just his what helped him get through that hump. And then we've kept that line of communication open ever since we met in Thailand, and it just made our friendship stronger. And he's always DMing me stuff on Instagram and saying, hey, check this out, or this has been helping me, I think you'd be interested in it, which is super cool. And I think that alone is, you put yourself out there and you make those connections, it'll help you through this journey big time.
That's amazing. I would love to hear some of those things, Ack. What have you sent Randy some tips and tricks that I need to know as well? And that all of our listeners need to know.
First thing first, I wouldn't say I'm qualified to give advice or to give tips. Just from my experience, because I think for me I'm not yet qualified because I haven't mastered the mental or the psychology side. I think in trading I would give it. This is my 4th year. The first year I say, oh, okay, technical. And then I ran a loop. I ran a loop of chasing money, chasing payouts. I've had big payouts. I've had big losses. I've run this loop for the last 3 years, and then this year, just last Christmas, I think I finally not figured it out, but I realized it was in my head. It was my psychology that was holding me back. So this year was just revamping or rewiring my mind, and everything just slow down. I'm not chasing anymore, and I think once you're not chasing, the tilt kind of goes away. And I think what I was telling Randy is okay, so maybe kind of slow it down and work a little bit on psychology. So if I were to start again, I would work on psychology before technicals. But then if you say that, you wouldn't sell any courses, no one would follow you.
Yes.
no one would care. So but years into it, this is what I've seen. Yeah.
And what does that mean to you when you say like work on the psychology? Because the psychology is such like a big word, but then let's break it down.
So currently I'm taking a course. It's a ever learning course. It's called Rewire Trading. So they have this thing called a trading trifecta. So it's composed of your so it's 3 things basically: your trade plan, your execution, and then yourself. So imagine like a Ferrari, like a car, or any car you like. So the car itself is the trading vehicle, and then to put the fuel in, gas, that's your execution, and the driver that's you. So that's Thomas, that's Randy, that's Christy. So to get this Ferrari, to get this Porsche to go fast or slow, it's up to the driver, right? So that's how I see it. I haven't yet mastered. I'm still going into this course. I'm like 7 months in, and sometimes when I listen back, it changes every time. So and also to touch on that, Thomas, when you asked what do I feel like is psychology, I think it's one, you need to avoid tilt. I think losing days are fine, but tilt days are not acceptable anymore at my level. 4 years in, it's not acceptable to have good days. Losing days, I can have losing days. So I still have tilt days, but less. Maybe this year, maybe 2 or 3. But before it was maybe every week or so. The first couple of years, And I think that's developed to discipline to my routine, and also through like these work that I'm doing to improve how I view myself, I view the markets, view trading, and just not chasing money. Yeah, I think.
That's cool. I love you talking about that. I mean, I think the psychology, I think most of us know it's us. You know, I think that's a well enough documented thing. You talk to a trader that's not successful, the problem is always us. Very rarely are you going to find a trader that's struggling and it's going to be the strategy or it's going to be something technical. It's 99.9% us. So like this big word of psychology, I think it can sometimes be daunting. Like, how do you fix psychology? How do you fix yourself to become a better trader? And it almost seems like an unanswerable question. And I think maybe that's why sometimes some of us get stuck, because we don't actually know how to fix it. We know the problem, but we don't know how, like, the steps to take to fix it.
To your question, Christine, that's why I joined this like a program, a mentorship program. So it just like has step by steps what you need to do, what you need to work on. So that's what I saw. I think Randy or Thomas had something similar too. Randy was mentioning that you guys went to an event, right? With maybe you can share about that too. I think there are many different ways to do it, but I think you guys have taken the steps to do it.
Yeah, we went to an event in LA, but something just quickly on what Christine was saying about the whole psychology aspect and can you fix it and whatnot. I think something that's helping me personally today is one of those days where it's been a while. I had a form of tilt where I revenge trade, but what I did, I came in with less size this week. But what that did on the flip side was give me more room to trade before I hit my max daily loss. So I ended up hitting my max trade limit before I hit my max daily loss, but I had a bigger loss than anything combined to what I did in the last 3 days for winning days. But I think when we talk about fixing the psychology, I think we just start with finding like putting up guardrails. It's the best way I've interpreted from listening to people, and just having guardrails up. And it just, you're driving down the road and you're in the wrong lane. Well, today I was in the wrong lane. I had that, even though I still had a little bit of room to hit max daily loss, I had the guardrail of the 3 trade limit in Project X, where I'm now in the opposite lane driving into oncoming traffic. And before I either hit a car or I completely go off the road, off the cliff, and basically blow the account, the guardrail saves me, right? Sorry, guys, if it's a little noisy. I'm not in a quiet spot, so I don't know how it sounds on your end, but there's a couple of big trucks just driving by.
No worries.
But basically, that's. I think if you have these guardrails, like if you start to just work on putting the guardrails up, I think the psychological, like look at Pac is 4 years into this and that's his biggest work on. That sounds so scary to some people, but the more you talk to Ak and the more you know him, you'll know how far he's come in 4 years to just.
Like right now, like the it's nice to get payouts. It's nice to get funding certificates. I've had that before. I have like big green days, big red days, but just that doesn't really matter. I wouldn't say it really matter. It's still nice to get payouts, but I really want to conquer this part about the mental side here. This is my this year.
Just to build off what Randy was saying about the conference that we went to, the guy Sam DeGash, what I really take away from the conference for the mental side is this. He had a diagram that basically showed that there's 4 different stages that you as a person can be in. And it's about like your subconscious mind. And basically it's about, do you do the right thing that your subconscious mind knows you should be doing, or do you do the wrong thing?
He's referring. Is this the same concept as this? That's what he's referring to. Yeah.
So you're holding a book. That book is Mind Management.
It's the chimp paradox. It's just
the chimp paradox.
It's a good book. It's a good book. It's
okay. We'll link it below.
It's exactly what Thomas was saying. Yeah.
So that's so. Basically, what Sam is talking about is when you're in alignment with yourself, with everything that you want, or not everything that you want, but you're feeling appreciative for so many things. And like Sam, there's the energy about Sam that I feel like part of what you're paying for is his energy, and to experience how grateful someone is, how loving someone can be, how authentic someone is, and to like try and translate that to your own life. And then once you're kind of in this center alignment, you'll trade from the most like the best place of like creativity, and not thinking about the money, and just trading the charts as you see them.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually worked with Sam for, it was like a 6-week period, and we worked on a lot of that kind of stuff, like your unconscious mind and your beliefs that may be holding you back. And although we met him in a trading conference, the work that I did with him was a lot more personal, like I didn't talk too much about trading other than, my dreams and my goals and things like that. But it was really interesting. And I think it kind of goes back to the point of how much trading can expose you as a person.
Yeah.
And like force you to work on yourself. Because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I do not think there are that many jobs out there that make you go so in depth psychologically just to get better at your job.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even know. I mean,
What's so funny, like what I just thought about is Lawrence.
mhm.
At the end of our podcast with Lawrence, he was talking about the Buddha and like the alignment of self. And then Sam is talking about the alignment of self, and such an interesting point about, how you have to improve so much just to be good at your job.
Well, and yeah, the same with what Ak was saying, the car is the trade and the fuel is the entry, but the whole control over almost every aspect is you. And you have to literally change yourself, or to make yourself your best possible version to get the best results in trading. And it's just like, it seems so hard sometimes, to be honest. Just talking about this, I'm like, oh, do I have to go this deep? Do I have to do this much work?
It's
But
very
the answer
difficult.
is, yeah.
And I think, sorry to cut you off, and
No,
I think
please.
like prop firm and funding companies makes it harder because it's still bad habits, and it's bad trading habits. I've fallen down that loop, and I can see why people would fall down that loop. But it's very hard to, once, like I was saying before, once you make money, and once you make money the wrong way, it's very hard to fix. And I've been down that loop for almost 2 years. I've made money the wrong way, and this is the year I want to make money the right way. So, just in my mind, the right way for me. But
love it.
You can understand from someone who's just starting out. Okay, hey, I'm making money. Yeah, it's cool, But I think this year I working on my mind has been. I'm more of a believer of making money the right way is more longevity than making money the wrong way. So in trading, at least in my mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Christine.
Well, I was just going to say, similar to, I know we've talked about Lawrence already, but he actually, I think, closed his live account with Top Step and is restarting the journey, because he says that when he was able to get to live, it wasn't done the right way. So he wanted to start his journey again, but the right way, exactly like what you're saying. Basically, he doesn't want to make money the wrong way. He doesn't want to full port accounts and just, hopefully make a payout after buying however many accounts. You want to make money sustainably, without having to do it the wrong way.
But I think that's an allure at the moment, because it's there. And then I say, if you've never done it, you go for it. But but also once you've done it, okay, be ready to make your turn at that, and then because it's Go ahead.
No, I had lunch with another trader the other day before yesterday. Somebody I met on Instagram that turned out to live 5 minutes away from me and trades prop firms and does, quite well. And all these things that we're saying, like Axe saying, these prop firms, like they're designed and marketed to, you know, pull out that inner gambler or to feed that addiction, or, you know, and when we were having this conversation, this guy's name was Hamish. Hamish was saying to me, he's like, Randy, he's like, think about it. He's like, you can literally go buy 10 accounts and you can just full port, short, long, and flip between the accounts, and something's going to hit. And he's like, people take payouts like that all the time. Like, how messed up is that? So his hard rule is, before he enters any trade, he asks himself, is this scalable, in the sense of, if I was trading, because he aspires to trade $1 million of his own personal capital. He's like, if I was placing this trade with my personal capital of $1 million, would I take this trade? And if you're full porting something or you're chasing something, there's not a chance in hell you're going to do that with your personal money. At least the majority of us wouldn't, right? There's still people that just are absolutely insane. But so when he reframed it like that for me, and I heard it, I was like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Because even today, the way I was trading at the end is not. If I was trading a personal account, even if it was one mini and I was risking 150 personal dollars, it'd be like, what am I doing? Like, this is just, this doesn't make sense, right? And I think, like, just speaking on what Ak was saying, how these prop firms just have gamified it to the point where, unfortunately, they make money when we lose. They're going to make it so that they can have these rules in place just to kind of make sure that they can push you all the way to the edge. I was listening to the podcast with Jen in Austin, and she was up $7,000 in a 50K account. She needed one more trading day to get the payout, and she blew the $7,000 in the one trading.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that, like, can you imagine, like, how that feels, to, like, what that does to you? I'm going to pull out my credit card and go buy another 10 accounts. Like, I'm taking that prop firm's money. They just robbed me of my payout. Like,
yeah,
it just makes me angry thinking about it, right? And this is what we have to deal with.
And I just to your point, Randy, I was telling Thomas earlier, I just started getting into futures because now they offer it to by country, and then I was trying out Apex and Top Step, and like I managed to pass them, but then I can see why this is addicting, you know, and this is it's the boundary is so lower than CFD, because in CFD we have like a drawdown limit, or you can easily full port like you would do future. So I was trying it out, and then, oh shit, and you can just press the reset button to do the reset.
yeah.
And if you can't do that, you need to go buy the account KYC, put in your credit card. So, so this month I was trying out futures, telling Thomas, oh wow, it's quite easy to enter this.
Did you break the reset button? Did you reset button?
No, I haven't reset yet.
You know, though, what's so crazy? I just heard this about an hour ago. I was on a call with Austin. There was a guy who bought 600 accounts in 1 month. He got his payout denied because he purchased so many accounts, and he literally got 600. Like, that to me is crazy, that someone is so, like, mentally messed up from in such like a revenge mindset that you're gonna spend. I mean, I don't know what accounts he bought, but that could be tens of thousands of dollars, and you know, it's just absurd.
I've seen a
guy spend $40,000 on Apex accounts to make 60. Like, he ended up making 60, so he made $20,000, but he spent $40,000 of his personal capital. And can you imagine the anxiety and the stress of trading that many accounts to only make 20 grand on top? Like, I would have just put your money in, like Christine did, put it in Google, put a swing position on it, and make your 20 grand. Do you know what I mean? Like, not have to live with that. And it's just but some people do that, and some people have access to money where they can do that, or they don't, and they take loans or rack up their credit cards. Like, it's just, this is again where the prop firms can just feed on people's weaknesses.
I think there's a couple of ways you can go about this. Like, when I first started out, before there were futures, this is 2021, 2022. So we had like FTMO and my Forex months, and then we were preached to, hey, take it slow and steady, you know, be professional, and that was great. And then once U.S. traders got bad and everything switched to futures, and it seems like it's a different game. It's a different game all over, and it's
So do you
not,
see it's different, Ak, from the
yeah.
CFDs and futures? Are they totally different like accounts for you?
Yes, because I normally my edge in CFD I would trade on like the 4 hour, 1 hour daily, and then my trades would go for 3 to 5 days on average.
And
So
what assets are you trading at?
mostly currencies and metals and yeah, currency metals roughly,
Okay, cool.
and some crypto. But I don't really trade indices, so so I see you guys trade indices. I was telling Thomas I'm taking less than 5 indices trade this year. Yeah.
Cool. So you're swing trading essentially, just with the CFD
So
firm.
yeah, so I have an account with FTMO, so I was
Nice.
in like 4% drawdown, and then I just crawl my way back the past 2-3 months, and now I'm up like 7%. I just took a payout
Good for
today.
you. Amazing.
So that's good.
Congrats.
So but it's still, it took me 2 months to get out of the drawdown, but it's a process, so
Yeah.
no need to.
And I mean,
And so
if I was just going to say, if we were in a personal account and you don't have an option to reset your personal account, if you're in 4% drawdown, you're in that drawdown until you crawl your way back out again, right? So it's probably a lot more similar to what your personal trading would be.
Yeah. I was gonna say the logic of this is one way to go about it. The other way to go about it is what Randy was saying. Make sure if you spend, then you make more.
Yeah.
That's a logic, but that logic damages your psychology or has damaged my psychology. I've done that before. Measure my spend against my winnings. I was telling you, but then I did that on the small accounts. I spend a lot. I won more than I spend, but during that process, I was just gamifying the stuff, and I was like almost gambling on it. So it damaged my psychology, and now I need to refix that. Even though I made money for it, I need to refix that today. Yeah. So
Got it. Yeah.
I think that's really good if you have a strong will or strong edge, or if you're profitable, go for it that way. But also be wary that you need to know that you're playing this prop firm game, and don't let that deter you from other things.
Yeah.
And so your system, Ak, are you trading like the A1 or A2 with like an ASFX system? Do you have something that you made yourself?
No, these days, so I started with ASFX. So when they first dropped the A1 D1, and then A2 came out with all the boys, and then I was trading that 2022 going to 2020, 2022, and then after they made the switch to futures, I was kind of stuck because I didn't have access to futures where I come from. So and then also going to the 1 minute time frame I don't have the time for that because I work full time as well. So then I had to branch out and find another system, so to speak. So I found a system with another group. It's quite nice. So we trade patterns, mainly like blue flags, black flags, those kind of things. Yeah.
And so I want to ask all the guests about this of like, with your system, how do you have confidence when you take an entry? Did you do back testing? Did you just do enough like live trading? What gave you, the confidence in your system that you trade?
Just a lot of it was live trading, and also another part of it was, I think you have to kind of trust who you're learning from, and trust that he has the due diligence to back test, to know his system. So the guy I'm learning from at the moment, I trust him, and okay, the results are there. So far, I guess this year.
So what do you think that you do that the 95% of other traders that fail don't do? Like basically what makes you different? How are you different from the person that keeps failing?
I'm still the person that keep telling. I'm still in the 95, man.
Love it. Join the club.
I don't know what to answer, but I think
But
I,
I think you're a lot better though, because you've taken a lot of payouts, and there's so many traders that have not taken a single payout.
Mm.
And I just want to add to that what Thomas is saying. I think like almost like what's different from when you took the payout that you realized after you took it with not the best habits to this recent payout that you took of being in drawdown, took you 2 months to get it. What separated those? Because at the end of the day, you're getting cash put in your bank account.
I
What's
think
the difference between that payout and this payout? Or what's changed?
time.
Mm.
As you age, you kind of see the world. You kind of see the space. I've seen people come and go into space. I've seen so. Uh, it's I think the quick payouts, they're good for a year or two, but you don't really see the longevity. The people who has these, keep their accounts. Or I understand it's a game, but still, we want to be in here for the long run, at least to an extent. And I think that what I did different, or what I think is different, the payouts today from the payouts 3 years ago. I think I'm less emotional with the payout. I don't know. So this was like a 7% payout. It's quite a cute, nice size. Before it was just like a 3-4%. It's just not a payout. Like I can flash on like the payouts certificate, the funding certificates, but I'm still not qualified to say what you should do or what you shouldn't do. I don't think I'm qualified yet. Yeah.
No, absolutely, and we don't. As you, we're not qualified either. We just want to be, having the conversation because I find there's so many people that don't do this. There's so many people that just either fake it or shows or lie or just I don't even know what they're doing. So just a conversation.
And I love having conversations like this. Act like you're not selling anything. You're not coaching.
I don't have any course. I don't have any YouTube.
Yeah.
This is the first time
You're just a trader
Yeah.
like all of us. Like anyone that we talk to, like when we're live streaming, and there's a bunch of people in the chat. Like you are just a trader, and I love that you're here. Kind of just, it almost gives hope to like you said, like you see us, you see you and us a few years ago, and it makes me think, oh, that means that maybe by year 4, I'm going to be making payouts. Like I could be in a different position than I am now in year 4, in year 5. And so I think it's really good to hear from people like you, because there's a lot of us sitting at home just trying to do this right, not buying 1,000 accounts, just trying to learn how to trade to make money. There's a lot of us at home trying to do this. And sometimes it can be really discouraging that we're never going to make it. And I feel like hearing from someone like you makes me more hopeful that I absolutely can get there. And I know you're saying you're not at your top of your game yet, but you are on the road to doing that. And I love that you're here talking about that.
Sorry, Randy, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say quickly, I heard on a podcast that, their belief, this person's belief, or Jen's belief, it was Jen's podcast, but she was just saying a lot of people just persevere in trading, and those are the ones that make it. And I think it's so easy because we're in a media, and we talk about this all the time. We're in an age of social media, and like Ak was just saying, flashing payouts and doing this, and it always keeps reminding me of the story of the guy that took $2.4 million out of Apex, and then we found out from his coach that he spent over $300,000 on Apex challenges. So clearly he wasn't in a place where he was trading from a place of scarcity. He could afford to spend $300,000 to learn to trade, and he took $2.4 million out of a prop firm. So we get so caught up in, and this is why I think having people like, it's so important to have people like Ak, who's in this 4th year of trading and is still humble and says, I'm still not there, but clearly he's taking payouts. He's recognizing the emotional battle, the psychological things. So that's super cool. And I think it's not talked about enough.
you need to distinguish between payouts and profits, and also for me, I would say process over profits and progress over profits at the moment for your guys' journey.
Okay.
If you focus on profits, I think you'll run the loop that I ran. the wrong, make the wrong money loop. So process over profits and progress over profits.
Love that.
It'll be a long term thing.
Love that.
Or you can
What's
run by
like-
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, but,
All right, boys, we have to write that down and put it on our desk. Profits over Oh God, I don't even know it. See, I had to write it down.
Progress over
over profits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard profits. If it ain't profits, it don't matter.
That's all we hear every day.
So I'm actually now that Ack said that, I've been driving all day, so I've been driving for like the last 2.5 hours, and I've been thinking, and I feel like I'm at a place where I'm just chasing profits and using language like chasing and FOMO and copy trading, and even if it's $30 of profits I'm chasing, it's still over 9 accounts. It's 270, right? Like, just forget it. And Ack said it a few weeks ago on stream where he's like, Randy, just trade one micro. Just
So-
I know. I want to ask.
trade one micro.
I want to ask you something, Randy, and I think it's perfect that Ack is here because he can chime in. I remember a few weeks ago, like in Tampa, right after Tampa, I remember telling you, and I fully believe this. I was like, it seems like you're really finding your style. Like you were really like locking in on those VWAP plays and kind of letting it run a little bit longer, and it just seems like you've like got away from that a little bit. And I wonder what the catalyst is. I wonder if part of it is Isaac saying, I just take 6.5 points and like trail it and get my profit, and then the pro accounts come out, and I just want to get your perspective on where you feel you are right now, and then also a little bit from Ack, because like Ack changed strategies and whatnot. So I don't know. I think it could just be an interesting topic.
So after the way I've been feeling the last probably week, the weekend, and thinking about it, it just boils down to money and greed and getting a payout, 22.5 grand on 9 accounts. I know I can trade. Now, can I speed this process up by scalping one mini on an account with $1,600 a drawdown? Like, what am I thinking? Like, when I really walk through the steps of it, and I'm also close now with someone that has tremendous success with the system, but he's probably been trading it for who knows how long. He's got, and even this morning he was on stream and he lost 15 grand. And it's like, how would I feel if I lost 15 grand? Like today I'm down $2,000 of sim money, right? And he was down 15,000 of sim money. It's like, I don't know personally if this is for me, if you guys want to know the truth. And I'm trying to, and again, this is where I put too much pressure on myself, because I told Christine, I told Austin, I told Thomas, I told everybody on stream that I got to see this through for these accounts. But now I don't know if I'm willing to lose $1,500 on these accounts with something that I don't know if it feeds my personality per se, because I know I have that compulsive. I'm eager, right? I want it now and I want it all. And fortunately for me, but unfortunately for everybody watching me, if I lost these accounts tomorrow, it's not the end of the world for me, right? Like,
so Randy, when I watch the stream, when I'm having dinner, I can see when you're about to tilt. Yeah, but
So could I.
I think Christine can see it too, but I'm not at the point to say, hey, Randy, you should do 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've been there. I've been exactly like you. I remember myself when I'm about to tilt, or I know I'm tilting, and then I want to go. I have a good friend who's in another community with me. He's been trading for almost 10 years, learning to trade. He's a slow learner, and he's been struggling. And then this past year, he broke through. And then and I asked him, or we spoke in the group, what was your breakthrough? And he said, so last quarter, Q4, all he did was a paper trade or just what he did. He would go to the chart. Imagine this guy running a stream with you, Randy and Christine. He would sit there instead of taking a trade, he would just shut down or demo trade for 3 months. 3 months. Imagine the dopamine level that would spike, the tilt that would cause, the eagerness to get in, and then all that. He forced himself to paper trade 3 months, and then this year he got funded with FTMO 200K because he was at that 3 months. He controlled himself. He went to the screen every day. He went to the charts every day. Same thing that you guys do. But instead of taking a real trade, he took a demo trade for 3 months. Just to control to control his impulsivity, to control his discipline, to control everything. And then that translates into earlier this year he got funded. Yeah.
That is so cool, because I think a lot of people talk about demo trading as something that is unhelpful because it does not replicate live markets. But what you're saying is he could not manage his emotions in the live market, so he almost put himself in this bubble, so he was devoid of all of these emotions, and he forced himself not to be subject to these things for 3 months, so that when he went back into the live markets, he wasn't overstimulated, he wasn't rushing, he probably wasn't FOMOing, he was a much more level head, and then he finally was able to break through.
Goes to the process of delayed gratification. We talk about delayed gratification, but we don't often do it. This is the prime example of delayed gratification.
That really is, especially 10 years, and then going to sim money.
It's crazy.
And then just 3 months, sit on the chart, do exactly the same process, but instead of a live market demo, all your emotions, everything would come up, and then,
wow. That is a true detox on his part.
If you need a detox, I think that's the best detox. I think
that's super cool.
Where you still are learning.
Yeah,
I'm planning to do that in Q4 this year. That's the demo.
You're planning to do that?
Yeah, in Q4. Yeah.
Wow, very cool. I love that.
That's,
it's really
so. I'm like, I think we all three of us don't really trade from like a point of like scarcity so much, so we can afford to wait 3 months, to learn, to fix our emotions, to fix our impulsivity. So I have that luxury of time to wait 3 months to not make money from trading, because I work a full-time job. So that's why I'm this Q4 I'm planning on doing this.
It's funny you say that, Ak, because like even thinking about it now, I've been talking to Hillary. We're trying to plan to go towards the end of the year to go stay in Mexico for a month, like go visit Christine, rent an Airbnb, and go for a month. And I've been talking to her the last few days about it. And I'm like, how can we save money and how can we do all these things? And now speaking about it, it's basically like a form of delayed gratification. Now, over the next few months, if we can rein in our costs and save a bunch of money, then we can go do this thing where before we would just book it and go do it. You know what I mean? Like we can afford to probably go book it and do it right now, but it's like, I really want to put this into practice now into like some part of my life, and then, and then do it in my trading too. Maybe I'm going to go down and just trade one micro for the next little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to, this is my problem. I say things before I really think it through. And then I hold myself to that accountability now. And I'm already doing it with these accounts, and I'm putting the pressure on myself that I'm going to blow these accounts. And it's like, I don't need to blow these accounts. If I get a payout this month or next month or 3 months, and even if I took a payout in 6 months for $22,500, that's a lot of money for 6 months of learning to do something. And here I am, and I want it in 10 days. Right. So I think I'm the gamifying of the prop firms has really gotten to me right now. And I'm really not even, I have a rule where it's like, if I take a trade and I lose, I should step away from the desk. And I was talking to Scott from the stream, messaged me this morning. He's like, Randy, he's like, you told me this. And he's like, every time I take a trade, win or lose, I take a second, walk away from just take a step back. Cause Austin says, take your hand off the mouse, step back 5 feet and just like, not so you're in the zone.
Yeah.
And he messaged me this morning and he's like, hey, like, you say like, why didn't you take a step back, or next time take a step back? And I'm like, I can't even take my own advice. It's so easy to give it, right? This is the other thing with trading. It's so easy to help someone else succeed.
Yes.
The hardest thing is for yourself to succeed.
I believe that. Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that whole like controlling yourself is you just something switches and you get in this like zoomed in mindset and it's so hard to get out of it. And I'm sure that is what kills most people their career and then being able to solve that. And like maybe Act, you could speak on it for just a sec. Like you haven't been tilting much this year. Like what is it? What are you doing to help prevent that?
Just a lot of so I would when so I would do a journal. I would when I enter a trade, I would write that. I would journal. Okay, it's a good trade. Okay, and if it hit the take profit, a stop. Okay, good trade, bad trade. Journal my emotions, and then also in my ASR or DRC, I would have a section of this is a good loss or this is a bad loss, and then if and then just over time, the more good loss you build, it just helps, and then the less bad loss. So like I was saying, you can take losses. You can take losses every day. You can take 10 losses in a row, 20 losses in a row. It would be great, just as long as you don't tilt. That's all. Yeah, journaling, and then identifying what's a good loss and what a bad loss does help, and that also comes with time. And then going back, sorry, I want to touch on with you, Thomas. When you first started out, I remember 2023, 2024.
I was doing the
You
A2.
were very disciplined, very. I can see from the start. Hey, this guy's got like some juice, man. His markup's clean, and his charts works clean. Very disciplined and very regimented. Have you diverged from that, or improved from that, or taken a step back from the younger Thomas that I remember? Oh, this is like a go-to rock star. Yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate it. And you know, I've evolved. I'm the same with I really like it has to be clean, like clean for my eyes. Like the chart markups, I love like a regimented clean, all the text notes. I'm very regimented on my schedule now. And I make sure I take care of my health a lot and my sleep and my health. And I feel like I've just become the older version of myself, and I'm just going in the same direction. And it is very true that in the last, well, there was like a maybe between like March to beginning of June, I lost it a little bit. And I was moving, I was going through a lot mentally and working through a lot of different things. And I definitely lost the discipline for a little while, but I've been back on it and it feels great. And I think it's the best version of myself.
And that goes to say that we have like a flow state or a flow zone that we operate in, and then I think you need some of that in trading to be at a certain level to have a clear mind or a clear execute. Well,
You say flow state. You say flow state, and I feel so. This is the most I felt. Unorganized is not the word, but out of that flow state. Like I'm so. I think I can read something. I can't read it. Then after the fact, it works out, and it just beats up my confidence and just I don't. I just
also
I don't feel great, right?
When
I think there's other things going on, but
when I watch the streams, but this is just about strategy and all. But sometimes it's a lot zoom in on. I don't use the 1 minute. I don't use the 5 minutes, so I don't know what that looks like. But another exercise I would say is, because we all believe price is fractal, right? What you could do is you could print out the same chart and you hide the time frames. You hide the time frames, print out the same chart, and see which chart resonate with you the most. Replay it back.
Interesting.
So, hide the time frame, and it will amaze you because everything works the same.
interesting.
I love that.
You can do your New York. I don't trade the VWAP. You can do your VWAP thing on the 1 hour, 4 hour, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute. Print them all out, and then maybe the last 10 bars, and then print out the next 10 bars, and it will work the same. But it's just whatever flow, whatever time frame you're comfortable. But hide the time frame. That's my hack. Actually, that's my hack.
That's a hack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a hack. I love that.
I
A hack.
I follow Nick. I follow Nick Stewart, and Thomas knows Nick. Actually, Christine knows Nick too, but he trades like a 4-hour and 15-minute time frame.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Nick's off a 4-hour, and it's
I really like Nick. I like Nick Stewart, the YouTube live stream, right? I remember introducing him to James and Austin, and then I connected Nick with Austin.
No way.
You can go ask Nick.
You're the reason.
Because
I can't wait.
but I really like him for his. I don't trade the same way as him, but I like him for the calmness and the
His mindset is crazy. Like,
yeah.
like he is so calm and such a like. He's a person that's always constantly. If you follow him, he's constantly in a flow state.
Yeah. Nick.
Second he wakes up to the second he goes to bed, whether he's like around 50 people or he's by himself, he's just constantly like he's always in a flow state. You notice that the way he talks, everything.
Aligned.
Yeah, he's very aligned, like very, very, very aligned.
And a good trader. What does that tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, man! I think this has been so much
for Christine. I see
Yes.
I see a lot of sometimes you might doubt if this is gonna work, but I just want to say it will work. So first just persevere, and then pick choose what resonates with you, I guess. Yeah.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, Act. Geez, this was so fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I
many
feel like
gems.
like the advice that you've given, the like tips and tricks we have not heard on the podcast yet, right?
I think because I think people. I don't know if I'm qualified. Like I said, I just speak from experience that this is what works for me. Like
Amazing.
because I think, like I said, for me, it's 80 to 90% is about the person. It's not about the technical. It's not about the entry. It's not about the system. You need to have it in yourself and in your mind in to be able to execute. And then sometimes ourselves, what's holding us back is us, like Christine said. Yeah. But so
Wow.
Amazing.
Any final thoughts, Randy?
No, we just got to have Act back on in a few months, and
For sure.
Love that.
yeah.
I'm
I think we have some like stories too, of like blowing accounts and all. I'm going to share.
Yeah. Let's put that on the docket for next time. I'd love to hear those.
It's just crazy when you think about like the four of us on this podcast right now and how the four of us all met and how we're intertwined and how like we just had a conversation for an hour that felt like 5 minutes. And I actually feel better about myself right now where I didn't entering this podcast because I was kind of just, again, like I said, I really have never felt more out of tune with my trading than I have right now. So it's given me a lot to think about. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm glad.
Randy,
I'm glad for these conversations. So.
Yeah.
I know. I felt so out of tune with my trading too for a little while there. I felt really out of tune with it, and I'm back, and you'll be back too.
And the one quick thing to add to that, as we're talking about this, is to anybody listening, just remember, there will be states where you will be out of tune with your trading. I'm in that state right now. Thomas is emerging from that state. I'm deep in that state. Christine, I don't know, Christine's finding her way still. Like it's it's honest. And there's Act 4 years later coming out, still telling us humbly, being very humble and telling us he's in that state. But that he's.
I think I'm the reason I can cool down, or I'm still out of tune, but I trade in a higher time frame, and I don't go to the charts every day. I don't trade every day, so that also lessens the anxiety because I swing trade, so it's my positions are 3 to 5 days. So some weeks I would take one trade, some weeks 2 trades. So So that does help for me. I now I know myself. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a 1 minute, 5 minute guy. So this is how I'm progressing, and like trying out the top step. I've been trading that on the 4 hour and the 1 hour too. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I'd
Interesting.
love to see the results for that one for sure.
yeah,
We should
I
we should do an episode on technicals. Like we should do an
Mhm.
episode talking about our actual
the
trades we
payout.
take.
Yeah, I'm good with
Maybe
that.
that'll be a fun follow-up act. We should do a follow-up where we just take our best trade and our worst trade, and then we have each other critique. We do a little live, like, this was my best and this was my worst. What do you guys think? And
I like that.
Put it in
that'd
the
be fun.
books.
Cool.
Pleasure, brother. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
taking
dude.
time.
Thank you, Ak.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Act.
Cheers, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great trade week.
Bye.